Good evening, guys. So it's 7:10. So without further delay, let us start with our today's session from GDG on campus RCCIIT that is built with AI. So it's basically a info session, and Harsh will be the one who will be taking your session today. He is holding the position of the competitive programming lead in GDG on campus RCCIIT, but not to judge from that particular position because in across five or around six hackathons, he had been a constant winner. His team had been a winner. If you go across his portfolio, you can find literally numerous projects on AI having hands-on development using ChatGPT or the OpenAI APIs or the Gemini APIs, whatever you are, in which position you are, wherever you are stuck, he is the go-to the guy, the person you can go to have your doubts cleared. So he's the perfect person for taking this session of Build with AI. So without further ado, I just give my mic to Harsh to start with the session.
Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. So, hello everyone. I welcome you all to today's session that is Build with AI. So, before starting the session, I would ask you all to give me an answer in the chat box. Okay. So, what comes to your mind when you hear the word AI? Like, can you give me some answers on this? Like, I don't want any definition. Just give me simple answer. What do you think? What is AI in simple words?
Yes, guys, because it's an interactive session. It's not that
Yeah,
one-sided that we are speaking and you will be listening. No, it's an interactive one because we also want to know some newer perspective, and that's the main point of being in a community.
okay, automation, okay, chat GPT, nice, okay, Jarvis, okay,
Yeah, Jarvis. Probably that is the thing that when we were small, it was a thing like okay for the cinemas only, but now in practical life.
yeah, yeah, something which reduces human effort. Very nice. Yeah, this is very good answer. It is a technology that in which human intelligence is applied to a machine. Very close. Very nice answer. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so first I would tell you what is AI. Okay, so AI stands for artificial intelligence, as you all know. So it is the simulation of human intelligence in machines. Like one of you have given the answers that AI is basically a technology in which the human intelligence is put into machines so that it can do several works, and yes, it reduces human efforts. So these machines are programmed to perform various tasks that typically require human abilities such as reasoning, learning, and problem solving. So AI models are trained in such a way that it can answer the questions which you ask. It can do several tasks like generating images, generating songs, or giving your answers in paragraphs. So these AI models are trained and given ab- abilities of humans like reasoning, ability, and problem solving. So t- uh, today the technology is growing fast and fast every day. So in nowadays, AI is around everywhere. Okay. So the world around us is full of AI now. We can't imagine a world without AI nowadays. Okay. So like uh, can you give some example of like how AI is used in the world around you, like how you see AI around you every day, like in day-to-day life. Then I will be giving some examples, very relatable examples, like how AI is used in day-to-day life. Can I get some answers? How you see AI in your day-to-day life around you every day? Yeah, very good point. To analyze social media feed. Okay. Yeah, it makes our work easier, but but I'm asking it, how, in what things you see AI around you in your day-to-day life? Yeah, Siri, Alexa, ChatGPT. Yeah, shopping app suggestions. Very good. Yeah, getting informations in an arranged way. Nice. Yeah, it gives us answers to our questions. Okay, generative transformer models. Okay, nice. Okay, so first I will start with some simple things. Okay, so like the simplest thing which you do every day, like you all watch YouTube, or like Gen AI session is going on, so you are watching uh, videos of that sessions on YouTube. So like you have noticed that like when you create a new account, you see random videos on your feed. Okay, but once you start seeing YouTube, like different videos, different categories of videos, so you must have noticed that YouTube shows the videos which you see regularly, like those categories of videos which you see regularly. So that is a very common example of AI which is used in your day-to-day life, and in Netflix also. So that is one example. And another one would be like you have heard about, like you have seen, have you heard about ADAS in cars? Like it helps in driving, autonomous driving, or in Tesla, autopilot. So that is also a big example of artificial intelligence, like how a car can detect things around them, and they can judge the signals, the speed limits, and the lanes. So and it runs on their own without any human interference. So that is a very big example of artificial intelligence in our day-to-day life. Okay, and yeah, that your personal assistants like Siri, like Alexa, or Google Assistant, so they are also artificial intelligence that helps you to make your work easier. So these are the some examples of artificial intelligence around you in your day-to-day life. Okay, so like, can you answer this question? Who introduced AI? Like we all use AI. So didn't you think about this question earlier, that who introduced AI to this world? Like who is the father of artificial intelligence? Can anybody tell? Or you may also guess the answer. It may be wrong, it may be right. Yeah, Google सर्च करके भी बता सकते हो, no problem. But you should give the answer. Like you must know that you are using artificial intelligence so much, but who introduced artificial intelligence to the world? Yeah, yeah, correct. Google said it correct. No, no, I didn't do it. It was introduced way back long. Maybe I was not born at that time. Yeah. So your answers are correct. This guy, John McCarthy, he introduced artificial intelligence to the world. Okay. So let's come to today's session. Okay, which is we have talked about AI. That what is AI? Have like I'm not going deep into the AI models, LLM models. I will like cover all the topics roughly. Okay, so okay, generative AI. Like everyone, have you are telling ChatGPT, DALI. So what is that? So that is basically generative AI or Gen AI. Like you are doing Gen AI session. So what is Gen AI? So here a definition is given of Gen AI, but can can you tell in simple words that what do you think of Gen AI or generative AI? You can refer from here and frame your answers in a simple way, in very simple way. What is generative AI? You all are using ChatGPT every day. You have used DALI. All these are generative AI. So like
Yeah,
how,
even in WhatsApp, you are getting Meta AI
yeah,
nowadays.
Meta AI, yes. Like how it is different from AI or like it's a part of AI, but how it is different, how it is categorized, generative AI. Can I get some answers? Like what is its main purpose? It's given in the definition only. You can see and write also. Anyone? Yeah, I think it will be the perfect answer. Generative AI is used for generating new things out of the existing knowledge on which it is being trained. Very right. Okay. So generative AI is a type of AI which is used to generate new content. Okay, like text, images, or videos or audio. Okay. So unlike the traditional AI, which focuses on decision making, Gen AI creates original things. It does not copy from anywhere. It creates its own things. Like if you give a prompt to ChatGPT 2 or 3 times, it would give you different answers. Like the words, many words would be similar, but the architecture of the answers would be different because it has been trained on a set of data, like huge amount of data. So every time you ask a question or if you generate an image on DALI, if you give any prompt to same prompt to generative AI more than one time, then you would get different answers on that because it every time it creates the original answer. It does not copies the same answer which it has given earlier. Okay. So, in simple words, generative AI is something which creates new things such as text, images, videos, and audio from the data on which it has been trained earlier. Okay. So ChatGPT is also a generative AI. It has been trained on data. The current free version of ChatGPT, I think it has been trained up to the first quarter of 2023, I guess. So, like using that huge amount of knowledge, it can answer any question which you ask them. Like if you ask any question which it does not have the information about, but that answer also it can manipulate it and give you a very nice, it will not tell you that I don't know this question. It will generate a very nice answer like on based on the knowledge which it already has. So this is the power of generative AI. Okay. So like how generative AI works. Okay. So I have given a data flow diagram, a very easy data flow diagram, which you can see. Okay, so you can understand it easily that how generative AI works. Okay, so first of all, huge amounts of data are collected and they are processed. So it is data pre-processing. It is the first and very vital step. Huge amount of data are collected and it is processed. Then the AI models are trained on that data which are being processed. Then several patterns are identified. Okay. Then the probabilistic data are generated, like, and at last iterative training is done with the help of feedbacks. Okay, so these are a bit complex things. So I hope you have got the idea of small idea of what is generative AI. Like for generative AI, there are several LLM models, large language models, which you can get from Hugging Faces or Kaggle, and you can use them to generate different answers, different pictures, or like that. Okay. But today, in this session, I will be showing you the most simple way to use generative AI. It is provided by Google. Okay, so let's move forward from here. Okay, so Gen AI का फायदा क्या? Like, what is the advantage of learning generative AI? Okay, so can you guess?
Yeah, let the audience guess some.
Yeah,
एक तो वो होता है कि असाइनमेंट कॉलेज का है, स्कूल का है, चलो कर लेते हैं वहां से। उसके अलावा
yeah,
whatever you find, write in the chat box. Let's see, because something there might be that could be useful to us as well, that we might have not used as such.
yes.
Whatever you use, ChatGPT.
Okay,
Yeah, Moyuk is another one who is in the coming in the stalwarts when it comes to deal with Gen AI or AI.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we can get some ideas.
Generate images.
Yeah, anyway, summarizing use topics correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Something more that you have used. Rough template. Yeah, correct. Anything's correct. Correct. Animate any pictures. Okay. Okay. You guys didn't use Gamma AI for anything? If you haven't, just go and search once Gamma AI. You will thank me later from the next
Yeah.
semester, maybe. Okay, Harsh, you can continue.
Yeah. So when it comes to the uses of generative AI, okay. So there are huge uses of Gen AI in different fields. Okay, so I would tell you field wise. So first comes the content field. Okay, content creation field. So in that, generative AI can be used for the marketing, advertisement campaigns, for generating the slogans, or like how how an advertisement can reach more amount of people, like how it can be made in a way so that it can be reached to a huge crowd. So it can be used for that, and it can be used in art and designing, like uh, graphics designing. Okay, so images can be created because the images which are created through generative AI are all original. Okay, so it would all be original. So a company can use it in their graphics, and it can be used to segregate different, like, fake audios or videos or fake photos. It can be used to distinguish between that, and it can be used to generate different types of audios. Okay, and it can also be used in healthcare. So it is a very important field in which generative AI can be used. Okay, so it can be used in audio, healthcare, and all this. It can be used to cure different diseases. Okay, so in healthcare, uh, or for the invention of different medicines, and in education, we all are using generative AI. We all know how generative AI will help in education. So these are the advantages of generative AI. So let's move on.
Yeah, move to the next video.
Yeah. So these are some of the use cases which I've already discussed. So content generation, audio generation. Yeah, this is very important. Code generation. This would be helpful for all of us. And
Guys,
these are the
anyone has idea that from which platform maybe we can generate audio or APIs you can get? Just search on like text to speech or AI voice generator. That's a popular company. You can just search because this session is particularly for this, for discussing the various things that you are getting using AI. So just search out audio voice generator, AI voice generator, and you will get to know. And write in the chat box. Let's see who gets first. Okay, Meta who is okay. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, Meta Whisper is there. 11 labs. Yeah, DPI. Okay, nice, nice. Yeah, these are the more or less the libraries. Lovo, yeah, 11 labs. Yes, correct. Okay, Harsh, you can continue.
yeah. So okay. So any idea about this logo? What is it? I think most of you will have an idea about this. Yes, Google AI. Yes, Google Gemini. Okay, so how many of you have used it? Like in your projects? You have already used it. Okay, okay, 2, 3 people. Okay, so I think many of you have already used it. So, like, in which projects have you used? Web development or any other stack? Can you tell me? In which stack have you used? Like React, JavaScript, simple JavaScript, or Next.js? Or in which stack have you used? I want to have an idea. Okay. Okay, so this is basically Google Gemini AI. Okay, got it. Okay, so this is basically a Google Gemini AI. So it is an AI provided by Google, and you can use it in your projects like in several ways. Like you can use it in your web development projects. You can use it in a project made of Python like Streamlit, which I will be showing you in a few minutes. And you can use it in several other stacks as well. So it provides several features such as text generation, which is the most useful one, and image generation too. So this is a very good thing about this. that like text, image, and like you can create an image captioner also. I will be showing like you can give a image and you can ask questions based on that image. Okay, so you can ask it questions on that image and it will be answering you the questions based on the image which you will be giving to it. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so I have already told you. So these are the tasks, few of tasks which Gemini can do. Text summarization, generation, translation, image understanding, audio processing, video understanding. Okay, so let's move to a fun part. Okay, so I would be showing you a simple chatbot which is made of Google Gemini. And with that, I will also be showing you image question answer. Okay, so which is made on the Streamlit stack, like Python Streamlit. Okay, so how many of you know about Streamlit?
If you haven't, just go and give a search because you will be having Python maybe in your next semester or in the third or fourth semester. At that point of time, you will be learning Python if you haven't already. And if you just know Streamlit, anything related to ML AI for prototyping will be your go-to tool. So just go and search Streamlit. And after seeing their page, yeah, open source Python. Correct. And why we will be using the Gemini to make a chatbot? Because we are developers, any kind. You may be liking Python, JavaScript, anything, or even an app using Dart, using Flutter. But our point is not to just utilize the tool, but to make the tool as such so that others can utilize it too. So just using the chat GPT, using their interface is not enough. Our target is integrate that chat GPT so that when I open your app, I get to use the thing. So that's why the today's session. Okay,
Okay,
let's continue.
yeah. So I'm stopping the screen sharing once because I have to share my whole screen now. So is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay. So I think for the ones who haven't know, who don't know how to use Gemini in your projects, so for them, this like you have to listen this part very carefully. Like I will show you how to create an API key of Gemini AI. Okay. So this part is very crucial. So like if you want me to repeat any part, just write in the chat box, or if you don't understand any part, just write in the chat box. Okay. So first we have to search Google Gemini API key. Okay, so after searching this, you would get an interface like this, and you have to click on the first link which says build with Gemini API. Try Google Gemini. Okay, so you can also do you can also generate the API key now with me only. So click on the link. Okay. So this is the interface of Gemini API Studio. Okay. So currently this Gemini 1.5 Flash is available for usage. Okay, so here is an option of get API key in Google AI Studio. So you have to click on this. Okay, so you would be redirected to this page. So here are two options. Use Google AI Studio or develop in your own environment. So we want to develop in our own environment. So we would be selecting this get API key. Okay, we would be choosing this get API key. So we have to allow this. We have to continue. Okay, so in this page, you would see an option of create API key. Okay, you would see an option of create API key. So you have to click on this, you have to press got it, and your API key is being created. Okay, so you you have to click on this create API key in a new project. Like you would be given only one project and you have to create API key in that for free usage. So you have in my this email account, no project was created. So I have to click this create API key in a new project. So the API key is generating. Okay, so here I get my Google Gemini API key. So I can copy this API key and we can use this in our projects. Okay. And if you want to use like if you have created this API key and after few days or after few weeks again you want to use it but you don't remember it, no problem. Again you search this one, you go to this link, directly you go to this get Google AI Studio. And after coming to this page, if you will scroll down a bit, you will see your API key. So this is the API key. You can copy this and you can again use it in different projects. Okay, and all this is free of charge. So for using any API in your project, the best guide you will get is from the documentation. Okay, I would be telling you, but I'm also showing you the documentation so that you can see the different ways in which the API can be used. Okay, so this is the API quick start guide. This is the documentation. You have to click on this link and you will be redirected to this page. Okay, so wait a minute. Have you all understood till this point how to generate an API key? Okay, nice. Okay, so in this documentation, like I told you, you will be getting a huge number of tech stacks in which you can use this Gemini API, like Python, which can be used for Streamlit, Node.js, which is the JavaScript, React, Next.js thing, Go, Flutter for Android, Swift, Web, and for REST. Okay, so like today I will be showing you Streamlit. So I will be selecting Python. So here are some prerequisites, like you should have Python 3.9 and Golang. You can read that. So the most important thing is this. You have to install a Python library named as Google Generative AI. So after installing this library, you would be getting all the features of Google Gemini. For that, you have to install this library. And for React or Next.js, you have to install this package that is Google/generative AI. Okay, so here are all the ways in which you can integrate and make a simple chatbot in React or Next in few steps. Okay, so after this session, today I'll be showing you in Python, that is Streamlit. So you can also try it in React or Next. Okay, by coming to this documentation. So here are the different like options like text generation, vision, audio. You can go through all this and you can see the different features of Gemini API, like what are the advanced features that you can use in your project. Okay, so I think I should start with my project showing. I should show my project now. Which last step can you tell me? That documentation part after creating the API key. See, after creating the API, you have to click on this API Quick Start Guide, and here you will get all the things related to the API. Okay, I hope you have got it. Okay, okay. So now I'll be showing you my project, the Steamlit project. Let me run it again. Okay, so for Streamlit, you have to write the command Streamlit run and the name of the file in which you have created or in which you have written the code. Okay. So for my case, I'm writing Streamlit run chatbot.py. I would click enter and this will redirect me to simple application, which is a chat application. Okay. So it is a simple chat application. Here I would be giving some prompts. I would be asking the question and all the chats which I would be asking would be stored here in the chat history. Okay, but before that, the most important thing is you have to place your API key in a .env file. Okay, you can't place your API key directly here in the code because anyone can take your API key and can use it, and the limit of your API key would be exhausted. So you have to keep your API key in the .env file. Okay. And second thing, these are the requirements. Okay. These three are the requirements for this project which I am showing. So these three are the libraries which you have to install. If you don't know, you can Google it. Like, like I will be providing you all this code after the session. You can Google it if you don't understand. I would be telling, but if you don't understand, you can Google it. These are the three libraries which could be used in the project. First one is Streamlit, this for making the front end. And the second one is Google Generative AI, which I have shown for uh, it is used for the different features of Google Gemini AI. And the third one is python.env. It is used for accessing the .env file easily every time for getting the API key. Okay, so we have to first install all the three packages and then you have to load the .env library. And like I know that the ones who don't know Python or who don't know like Streamlit, it would be difficult for them to understand. But like I would be explaining each and every line in a very simple way so that anybody can understand. Okay. So these all lines are used for importing different functions from the libraries. Okay. And this function, this line is taking the Google API key from the .env file. Okay. And this is loading the model, which is Gemini 1.5 Flash. I have shown you this is the latest model which is available for the developers to use it. So this is loading the model, and this is starting the chat. Okay. So first, we would be storing the chat history in an array. Okay. So first, the array would be empty. This is the function to get the response from Gemini. We would be giving the question and we would be getting some response and we would be returning that response. Okay. So this is the UI part. Okay. So we are setting the page title chat with AI. So here you can see chat with AI. So this is the page title and this is the header title AI chat application. This one. Okay. So this is for the chat history. Like in the starting, like for the first prompt, the chat history, we have to create an array, empty array for the chat history. And after this, this is the input. This one, enter your question, and this is the submit button, ask question, and this is the function that will be executed after we press the submit button, after we give the input and press the submit button. Okay, so this is the variable for storing the response, and this is for creating the chat history. And okay, so I would be telling you an interesting thing. In this chatbot, like it takes few seconds, like 3 to 4 or 5 seconds for the Gemini to give an answer. Okay, so for this application, what I have done, like I have divided the answer into chunks so that like the chat GPT gives the answer in chunks, like it keeps giving small sentences and it joins that sentence and at last a paragraph is formed. So I have tried to implement that one. So this for loop is for that, and of course here the answer is being stored in the his chat history, and this subheader is for the chat history. This one. Okay, so I think most of you have still not understood the code, right? Can I get some response? Have you understood it or not? Okay, little bit. Little bit is also fine.
Okay, so one thing, just move by, sorry, Harsh, go to the code
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Yeah, so the good thing about this is, suppose you are trying to make an application. So if it had been a web application, you would have a basic of either you need the HTML, CSS, and the JS. You basically
Yeah.
need three files. And
Mm,
then only you will be able to call
mm,
the API or the Gemini model API
yeah.
from that particular JS. The good thing about Streamlit is that you see from that, I think, line number 17. The previous part was calling the Gemini model. From this
Yeah.
line number 17, where you are importing the Streamlit as ST. From that,
Yeah.
using just simple small commands like set page config,
Mm,
that is the page title, you can make the page with the st dot header. That particular command you can make the header. If you had been doing this, you would have to write your own HTML, you have to write your CSS, and then from the JavaScript you would be able to call this, get that entire response reflected in that HTML and CSS, and then only it would happen.
yeah.
But for this prototyping, when you have less time, you have to show up the things just for maybe prototyping phase. For this particular case, this Streamlit is very much useful because you don't have to learn any other language or any other library. This library is there with very easier documentation as well. Or even if you are using the GitHub Copilot over here, you will just get the suggestions as well. So this thing is more or less like the Python language, but gives you that flexibility to provide you an AI or the provide you an UI basically, so that you can show it to others and the people can also understand the code without having it from the terminal. Otherwise, the option would have been that you would print the command in the terminal
Yes.
and it would
Mm.
come in the terminal. But you are getting that flexibility to show it, as well as Streamlit have a community cloud. So basically, after pushing your code to GitHub, you can just host it, you will get a link, and you can share it to anyone who can just
Yeah.
use your app. So that's the good thing about Streamlit, that you don't have to write much code, but you get a usable UI that anyone, your parents or anyone can use, because they don't have to go through the pain of running the python.py command and then showing it in the terminal. So that's the good part of using Streamlit.
Yes. Correct. Yeah, because I thought that I knew that like most of them would don't know the Streamlit now, but I think like this would create a sense of eagerness to like visit that what is Streamlit, like how can Python be used to create a front end. For that reason, I have used Streamlit here for showing this in this project. Okay, like you can like this particular Streamlit thing or any code. Like this code can be pushed in the same way as other codes are pushed on GitHub.
I think probably he's asking for any code. So basically, for pushing that code on GitHub, maybe you can just check out any YouTube videos. So you can just search about Git and GitHub. You will get a lot of videos for that, and you can just check out once, or maybe you DM Harsh or you DM me, even Moyuk Haldar, who is typing over here. He is another one who is very much knowledgeable in all these things.
Yeah,
So you can even talk with him, so we'll help you out. Or if you are in the group already, you can just ask, we'll provide you some resources, no issues. This eagerness is what we want, because that's the point where you will get to start to know. That's why all these sessions, because the number of participants, whatever we are showing, all this doesn't matter. At the end of the session, if you have one thing in your mind, if you get a question mark in your mind that okay, I need to learn it, you'll get to learn it, because a single session will never be able to give you everything and make you from zero to hero, but it will give you that plus one so that you can reach to that next 100, but it will be by yourself definitely. So hard show them how the code runs, then
yeah.
maybe they can understand better.
Okay, so as told earlier, for Streamlit, you have to run this command, Streamlit run and the name of your file. Okay, so let us see. Okay, so here, like I can ask any question like, what is generative AI? Let's see what Google Gemini tells about this. Okay, so generative AI is a branch of AI that focuses on creating new content. Okay, I think it has given a good answer. Yeah, it has given a good answer. So you all can use this chatbot to ask any question that you want, any question of your study, or apart from that, any other question of any news or any event or anything, you can ask, and it would give you a very good response. Okay, so you can see the response here. Like if I ask another question, like what is AI? Simply AI. Okay, so it has given an answer. It is the ability of computer to mimic human intelligence. Okay, correct. So this way, you can make a simple chat application in very few lines. Like if I remove the spaces, it would be hardly 30 lines of code. So in 30 lines of code, you can make this super huge chat application. Also, yeah, here is the chat history. Okay, so like the first question which you have asked, the bot has given this answer. And yeah, the second question you have asked, the answer which the bot has given. So this is the use of the chat history. Like it keeps your all the chats. Like if you search for another question, you get an answer, but the previous answer would be gone. But if you need the previous answer, so for that I have given the chat history. So this is the simple application.
Yes, and Harsh, search one more something. Let them show the chunking one. I hope you guys have noticed that it's coming in some chunks. So just do one, they will get the idea better. Just look at how the responses are being generated. That's the chunking process. Like you will put the question, it's showing running over there. So now
See,
see,
see.
it is going one by one in chunks. It's not that we are waiting for the entire thing to generate. That was a that we usually don't see also. That is the dynamic streaming of response, as Moyog was saying. It's the same thing. So we are getting those when we call these API, these are actually the streaming APIs. Once you get into web development, you will get to know about this. These are the streaming APIs basically. So when you just keep the question, it gives the answer in chunks. Like you see in ChatGPT also the same thing, that it displays some part and then it again displays some part. Now, since the process works too fast, so sometimes it is not much seen by us. But if your net is little slow, maybe you can get to see in a much better way that okay, these chunks are happening. So any AI you will mostly see in chunks. These are the things. So that's being implemented over here as well to get the proper response. And why this kind of chatbot using Gemini or any other AI? Because in any application you go and see today, mostly any chatbot, the support there, you will get to see these AI chatbots, which will have that particular organization's data or any query you have, and they will solve it out. So this is the reason why we have showed you this simple chatbot, because basically you when with the code you can fine tune it for your particular application. This LLM or the large language model is capable to answer basically anything, but not with the relevant data that we want. Obviously sometimes, like suppose for the college you want to make a chatbot, so it will have a very limited knowledge of your college. But if you want to put some data, for that also there are processes. RAG application is there, retrieval augmented generation, where you have a database you can connect. There are other Python frameworks as well, like LangChain, Llama Index. All these are there as well. So those are used, but this is the very basic or the starting point of what you can do with these APIs. You can fine tune them to make it whatever you want. That's the beauty of having these generative AI APIs. That don't you be only the user of ChatGPT, be someone who is utilizing that ChatGPT and creating a user base will be using your app or your web application. Okay, Harsh, you can continue.
Okay. So I would be showing you one more application. Okay. This is basically the image question answering project. Okay, so the code is the same, so I will not be explaining the code. Few things are only different. But see, like this is one more application of Gemini AI. So like you can give a image, you can ask question on that image, and Gemini AI will give you answers on that question. For example, if I give the photo, this one, which I've used in the presentation. Okay. So I would write a question. Who is the actor in the picture? Let's see. Will it be able to give the answer? Yeah, it has given the answer. Okay. Let's ask one more question. This scene is from which movie? So you can see that this is a very small picture. So I think it would be difficult for it to give the answer, but let's see what it gives. Yeah, it has given the correct answer. So you can see the like how good is Gemini API, Gemini AI. Okay. So this way you can give any picture. Like if you don't give any prompt also, it would be fine. It would be giving the description of the picture. But if you want to ask a specific question based on that image, you can also ask this, and it would be given very like very correct answers. Okay. So this is also one application of uh, Google Gemini AI. Okay. So let's move forward. Okay, so Gen AI study jams. I think most of you have are doing this Gen AI study jam. How many of you are doing that? Can I get some response in the chat box? I think most of you are doing that. I think most of you are doing that. So let's move forward. So this Gen AI study jam is organized by Google every year. Like it is sometimes it's organized twice a year. So this Gen AI study jam, it gives you it has several labs which will help you to understand generative AI in a much more easier way. Like you can use the resources of Google in at absolutely no cost in this Gen AI study jams, and you can perform several tasks of generative AI in this study jam, and you can learn the different usage of generative AI, how you can use it through the resources of Google in a simpler way. So, okay, what is the purpose of this study jam? Okay, so it is used to empower and impact students in this growing world of technology. It is, yeah, this is most important. It is used to it is used for bridging the gap between the theory and practice. You can do hands-on labs on in this Gen AI study jams on generative AI, and you can sharpen your knowledge through these labs. Like if you read some article or see some YouTube videos, you will understand, but you won't understand at that level. But if you do that on your own hands, in that case, you would understand it in a more better way. Okay, so Google will be providing you their resources Google Cloud, which have some price. But during this study jam, they all are providing their resources for absolutely free. So like this study jam is a very great chance for every student to practice generative AI or do tasks of generative AI on the platform of Google. Okay. So I have attached some screenshots of the lab which the Gen AI Study Jam has. So like here also you can use Gen AI, you can make Gen AI apps using Gemini and Streamlit, which I have already shown. There are several other labs like 60 or 65 maybe of Gen AI and different other technologies of artificial intelligence. So this study jam provides a huge opportunity for a student to learn generative AI, as the name suggests, Gen AI study jam, in a very much easier way and using the resources of Google. This is very important at no cost. Okay, so that's all for in this session.
Okay, Harsh, you got one. That could you describe that code from that image to text?
Yeah, sure. I can describe it. Okay. So this is the code for image question answering. So this part is the same. This part is also same, like all the functions and the libraries are being imported, and then the API key is being given, and the model is being loaded. And see, this is the same model which is used for text. Okay, Gemini 1.5 Flash. So same model can be used for different applications. Okay, so this is the function for uh, generating the response. So as you can see, this function takes two parameters, has two parameters, input and image. Okay, so if the input is present, then it would give the input as well as the image to the Gemini AI to get the response. But if the input is not present, then also it will only give the image, and Gemini AI will give the description of that image. So I told you that if you give the input or if you don't give the input, it will work in both the cases. Okay, so these are the simple header, like these are the simple page title headers, and this is the input field for the prompt, and this is for uploading the image. So this is the file uploader which the Streamlit provides us this, and here is the type of the file which I want to accept: JPG, JPEG, and PNG. So these three types of files I want to accept. Other files will not be accepted apart from this. Okay, so I'm defining a variable as of named as image. It is null, and if the file is uploaded, then the image would be opened and it will be stored in this variable, and then the image will be shown here. Like after I upload the image will be shown here. So it is for that, and it is the submit button, generate button, and if I click the generate button, means if submit, then it would be calling this function which will be creating the response, and this it will write your answer and it will write the response, which is this. So this is also a very small code. See, like this this task seems to be huge. If I give you the task and tell to like make a website which would do this task, you would think that, oh, it's a great task. But see, like if I remove the spaces, like in less than 35 lines of code or in 30 lines of code, we can do this. We can make this application. Okay. Like it's quite interesting. You can give any image and you can ask any question to it and it will be giving you an answer. I would be giving this code to all of you after the session.
Yeah, yeah. You put it on the GitHub and we'll share the GitHub as well so that they
Yeah.
can have the access to the code. And okay, share your social search once.
Yeah. 1 minute. I'm stopping the screen sharing now. 1 minute.
Once you do it with Gemini, if you even use OpenAI, or you can use even Anthropic, they also provide you with a $5 key, or you can use Grok even. So Fireworks AI is there, which provide various models. So once you start using one, it is similar more or less for any other models. They will have their own packages, or you will have a API that you will need to integrate. So once you get used to one, going or changing to another one, it's very easy. So yeah, you saw Gemini today. You can do the similar with OpenAI, but you have to put your own keys. They don't provide now. So there is another application, Fireworks AI. You can just search. So in Fireworks AI, you can get Meta Llama 3 and all the various models, open source models. It's available over there. They also have a very good documentation. So you can use the same for making literally anything. Yeah, so here's a link tree from Harsh. You can
Yeah,
just
here's
connect with him. Harsh, anything more to say or address?
Yeah, I would suggest you all to go through the documentation of Gemini API once, and as told, you can try that API on web applications like Next.js or React or simple HTML and JavaScript. And yeah, of course, you search once what is Streamlit and get the knowledge about it. It is very useful for creating small applications.
And even you can just write us in the group. We are always there available.
Yeah, yeah,
Also, you have the chat GPT, right? So if you just want to say that, okay, I want to make a simple Streamlit application like this, and I have this and this. So it will completely provide you that simple code. So even you can use the chat GPT, one generative AI to learn another generative AI. So there is no issue with that. You can even do that because learning should start from a point and then you can manage on your own. Yeah, so get your hands on Python and do the ones. It will be really good. And we'll have more meetups where we'll talk in a much better way. Then let the college open once. Okay, so I think that's today pretty much of it for our today's session. Right, Harsh?
yeah. That's
Okay. So
hope
thank you
you like
guys
the
for
session.
joining. Thank you guys. We'll end the meet now.
Sure, sure. I will see you next episode.
Okay, guys, you can leave. Thanks a lot for joining. It was a lovely session. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. It was nice chatting you with you all.